have your free will. Now I don't smack you on the back of the head, and now you over here looking like what I do that for. You know why I
Right.
did.
Right. And what I do know about the Lord, as much as He loves you, He
Mm-hmm.
will allow some things to take place to get your attention. Because
Yes.
Exactly.
I tell
Loud
you,
and clear.
when I tell you,
Yes.
I'm standing at that altar and He done called me all kinds of big dummies, and I'm like, whatever. And when I tell
That's
you
when we know stuff.
that
Mm-hmm.
took me through some valleys.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
We be thinking we know some stuff.
I heard the
Don't
Lord
be knowing
say,
nothing.
"You ready to go? You ready to go yet? Have you figured
Mm-hmm.
it out? This is
Mm-hmm.
not ordained by me."
Yeah. I
Well,
didn't
be
do this
glad you didn't get
one.
no clicking in your sinuses. That was my warning. Get
Girl,
out. And I was like, get out. Click, 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 click. When I tell you when I got out, a month later, I was no longer clicking. That was the
God
craziest
knows when it's
time in my
time to
life.
leave.
see,
God will tell you.
my thing is, I'm one of the people that once I'm in something, I like to see it to the end, and
Listen,
I don't know where that comes from,
I
and
know when to call it quits, honey.
I have
Uh-uh.
learned, and I'm so good at it now that it's just, mm-mm.
Honey, I'll walk away mid conversation if something ain't bye. Honey,
I've
I,
seen you do it.
yeah, exactly. Cause who? I'm not finna do that with you, child. No, mm-mm. I will
Mm.
walk away in a heartbeat. uh, Girl, nah, mm-mm.
Well, I was so busy trying to be the caregiver that I was not taking care of myself. And the
Oh
father
yeah,
finally said, "You need to take care of you." And I was like, "But I'm a wife. What do you mean take care of? I'm taking care of who I'm supposed to be taking care of. You know, trying to take care of
yeah,
you." That's when I
yeah,
found out my shunt was broke like 6 months later. Yeah, about 6 months
yeah.
later.
We be hard headed trying to save the world, and God say, save
Hmm.
yourself, cause
Yeah,
you.
because
Yeah,
God said you are not Superwoman.
basically,
He
basically,
told
that's
me
exactly what
to
he's saying.
retire my cape, turn it in. Don't need it.
But only advice I got to you guys is going through this new journey that you're on for as life um without being a wife
Mhm.
is to do the work of finding you, finding what makes you happy. You're not in a season of loneliness, you're in a season of isolation. And it's time for you to focus on what God has for you in this season. And being by yourself is not the end of the world. And don't invite people in your space that don't belong there just because you're lonely in this season.
Mm,
Knowing what isolation looks like and loneliness looks like and feels like are two different things. And when you understand the difference between the two, you won't accept anything other than that. So you got to be willing to actually sit and be still to hear God say, okay, now it's time. Because you want to rush it and be like, well, they make me feel good. They saying all the right things. Girl, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care if they
but
ain't
I'm lonely,
actually.
Father.
Yeah, but he gotta be the right one for me. God said, I ain't sending that man over there. You went and picked that man because he said all the right things. He was saying, "Oh, baby, you look good today. Wear that dress like that." Yeah, girl. You be all into that. And God ain't saying nothing about none of that stuff. God, no. God didn't say that. You just got happy. Because you like, oh, somebody finally looking at me. Maybe I'm off the clearance rack. Baby, go and get back on that clearance rack. It ain't your time to go nowhere. Go and get back on there. You on layaway right now. Stop. Yeah, yeah. You're doing too much. But sit in this season and understand that isolation and loneliness are two different things. And if God ain't called you to be with somebody that understands that you are still in your healing process, because you're going to end up bleeding on somebody that did not cut you. And you're not going to be willing to actually have those hard conversations because you're steady looking for somebody to accept you in your brokenness. And yes, there are people who will accept you in your brokenness, but if you can't accept you in your brokenness, how can they?
Mm, yeah.
Because you got to accept you in your brokenness. Because you can't expect them to heal you if you're not even willing to heal yourself.
Mm.
But I love y'all. I got to go get my child from work because he
Well,
gonna be calling me. But y'all can
Can
call me on
you
the phone and we can continue the conversation. So,
can you close us out then, ma'am?
please.
oh, I surely can. Listen, y'all. Let me go ahead and tell you this. Don't be over there minding God's business, okay? Because God don't need nothing from you but you to be obedient to what he's called you to do. If he ain't called you to it, it ain't your business. If he's
Mm.
calling you to do it, know that it's your assignment. But also